evening, everyone. Clay County Sheriff Eddie Scott recently made a trip to the U.S.-Mexico border. He tells us the trip was eye-opening and showed a great deal of concern for our country. WTVA's Chris Knowles talked to him today. Chris is joining us live with more on his visit.
Yeah, right now I'm here in Clay County and I talked to Sheriff Eddie Scott and he told me about his experience to Mexico. He says he went there on Friday and stayed 2 days, and he describes the experience as like nothing you would see on TV. Sheriff Scott went to McAllen, Texas to visit the Texas-Mexico border. He traveled on patrol boats with the Texas Department of Public Safety.
Well, actually we saw the scouts for the cartel was on the Mexican side of the border. They was actually taking notes of how many patrol boats. The Rangers said that they actually keep track of how many boats, what times they're coming through, what times patrol they are. We actually seen drones being launched from the Mexican side. It was doing counter surveillance on the border patrol to see where they at.
Scott says people on the border are overwhelmed. He says one ranch owner says that 244 bodies were found on his property. He says that they were illegal immigrants that either died from natural causes, rape, or murder. Scott says that this past month has seen the largest surge, an estimated 260,000. Scott says the estimated 1.9 million illegal immigrants are the ones that affect us the most.
And these are the individuals that concerns law enforcement. These are the people that's getting the fentanyl into our country, that's killing over 100,000 people a year. These are the individuals that's human trafficking, that's selling our kids.
Scott says he's concerned because the effects of the border could have long-lasting consequences.
The repercussions from what we're seeing right now is going to be felt for years to come, because law enforcement as a whole, we're going to have to deal with this because they're slowly, working their way across the country, and we're going to see it here in a matter of time.
I talked to Sheriff Scott and I asked him about the role of the cartel, and he tells me that they pretty much control all of those that want to leave Mexico and come over here. And he says right now they tell them up front $40,000, and so they will go and maybe get $10,000 or so. And he says when they come over, they have to pay the other amount back. And he said they have scouts over here that come around each month asking for their money. He says a consequence of not having the money could result in a family member, one of their family members, dying. That's just how bad it is over there in that area. Reporting live here in Clay County, Chris Knowles, WTVA 9 News.